From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday, July 25th, 2025. I'm Steve Prentice. SonicWall announces SMA 100 patches. Following up on a story we covered last week, network security company SonicWall announced on Wednesday the release of patches for a critical vulnerability in Secure Mobile Access SMA 100 series secure access gateways. The company recommends that customers take immediate action following the recent overstep malware attacks. This new flaw has a CVE number and a CVSS score of 9.1. It is described as, quote, an arbitrary file upload issue in the SMA 100's web management interface, end quote, which could allow for remote code execution by attackers who already have access to administrative privileges. The FBI warns about the COM, a mass criminal organization. The COM, that is THECOM, 2 words, is a, quote, loosely organized cybercriminal organization, end quote, that launches cyber attacks to steal money and gain access to sensitive information. The Bureau says, quote, the COM is composed primarily of English-speaking minors, but has expanded to include thousands of people who engage in a variety of cybercriminal activities, end quote. They add, quote, that the group's sophistication has grown over the last 4 years, with subjects employing increasingly complex methods to mask their identities, hide financial transactions, and launder money, end quote. Minors are recruited since being underage promises less harsh penalties if caught. Scattered Spider, known for a number of high-profile attacks this year, is an affiliate of this group. Compromised Amazon Q extension told AI to delete everything. A hacker whose apparent intent was to expose bad security practices succeeded somewhat by compromising the official Amazon Q extension for Visual Code Studio to add a prompt to use an AI agent to wipe a user's home directory and delete all their AWS resources. According to a report from 404 Media, the hacker, quote, submitted a pull request to the AWS repository from a random account with no existing access, end quote, and was given admin credentials. They said that AWS then released the compromised package, quote, completely oblivious, end quote. Amazon quickly removed the unapproved code and the hacker's credentials, but no explanation of how this happened has yet been released. WordPress backdoor hides inside MU plugin. A new backdoor has been discovered in WordPress must-use plugins, also known as MU plugins, one that will give threat actors, quote, persistent access and allow them to perform arbitrary actions, end quote. These plugins are automatically activated on all WordPress sites in the installation and are stored in the WP-content MU plugins directory. They do not show up in the default list of plugins on the plugins page of WP admin and cannot be disabled except by removing the plugin file from the must-use directory. The backdoor itself, a PHP script, was discovered by web security company Securi. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Nudge Security. Here's the thing. Your employees are signing up for new apps, sharing data, and connecting tools together, often without anyone knowing. What if you could continuously discover when people start using new apps or sharing data, and then prompt them with security guidance right when and where they are working? At Nudge Security, we call that securing the workforce edge. Instead of trying to control everything, which, let's face it, is impossible, we give IT and security teams the visibility they need and automation to guide employees toward secure behaviors. The result? Your workforce stays productive, your data stays secure, and you can finally get some sleep at night. Learn more at nudgesecurity.com/workforceedge. That is nudgesecurity, 2 words, together, .com/workforceedge, together as well. Brave blocks Windows recall from screenshotting browsing activity. The makers of Brave software says its browser, already well known for privacy features, will block Microsoft's Windows' new Recall product from capturing screenshots of Brave Windows. The feature will be active by default. Facing up to widespread criticism, Microsoft has added an opt-out feature to some Windows packages, but this action from Brave marks a first step in blocking the feature out of the gate by setting the Set Input Scope API to is private for all browser windows. CISA adds Crush FTP, Google Chromium, and sysaid flaws to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. This joint action follows a Crush FTP warning of a 0-day with a CVSS score of 9.0 that has been exploited since July 18th, along with 6 Google Chrome flaws, including 1 actively exploited in the wild, and 3 flaws from sysaid, that is SYSAID. CISA orders federal agencies to fix the vulnerabilities by August 12th of this year. Mitel warns of critical MyVoice MX1 authentication bypass flaw. Mitel Networks has, quote, released security updates to patch a critical severity authentication bypass vulnerability impacting this MyVoice MX1 enterprise communications platform, end quote. This is an SIP-based communications system that stands for Session Initiation Protocol, which can scale to support hundreds of thousands of users. According to Bleeping Computer, quote, the critical security flaw is due to an improper access control weakness discovered in the MyVoice MX1 provisioning manager component and has yet to be assigned a CVE ID. Unauthenticated attackers can exploit it in low-complexity attacks that do not require user action to gain unauthorized access to administrator accounts on unpatched systems. Fake Dalai Lama apps spy on Tibetan community. Devotees who wanted to send a note of good wishes to the spiritual leader as his 90th birthday approached on July the 6th were unwittingly targeted by a China-affiliated cyber espionage group using 2 campaigns named by Zscaler Threat Labs as Operation Ghost Chat and Operation Phantom Prayers. These both were standard watering hole operations, redirecting users from a legitimate but compromised website to a fraudulent one. One of these offered a replica page. This replica page offered the option for well-wishers to send an encrypted greeting by downloading a secure chat application, which ultimately was the launch vector for a remote access Trojan. As usual, we've got a busy Friday of live streams today. It starts at 1 p.m. with Super Cyber Friday, where the topic will be hacking the security poverty line, an hour of critical thinking about minimum viable security. Then at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, we have our Week in Review show. Nick Espinoza, host of the Deep Dive Radio Show, will be our guest, providing his expert commentary on the news of the week. To join us for both, head on over to the events page at CISOseries.com. And if you have some thoughts on the news from today or about the show in general, please be sure to reach out to us at feedback@CISOseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I'm Steve Prentice, reporting for the CISO Series.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.